Hi, my name is Jane Matranga, and I'm going to teach you an easy to remember step-by-step method for drawing an 8.5 head fashion figure. Fashion figures are determined by the size of the head that you draw, and the size of that head indicates the length of different body parts. So the size of the head determines the location of different parts of the body. Before we begin, we have to start by preparing the piece of 11 by 14 paper by drawing a vertical line down the center. Second, measure to 1/2 inch from the top edge of the paper and draw a horizontal line perpendicular to the vertical line. This is line 0. Measure 1¼ inches down from that, draw another horizontal line, and that's line 1. We're going to continue down to line 8, measuring 1¼ inches each time, and drawing horizontal lines roughly 4 or 5 inches apart, or 4 or 5 inches long. A see-through ruler is the best way to keep these lines straight and perpendicular to each other. When you get to line 8, measure down 5/8 of an inch and draw your last line, and that will be line 8.5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8.5. Now you're ready to draw the fashion figure using familiar shapes that represent parts of the body. So the first line, from line 0 to line 1, draw a beautiful egg shape. Make sure the widest part of the egg is on top. Within line 1 and 2, lines 1 and 2, draw a soup can. You can even show the back. Not too big, not too small. And behind that, draw a coat hanger. Make this coat hanger kind of smashed. Now draw a wastebasket. A small wastebasket like you might find in your bedroom. Not a huge trash can. This represents the rib cage, or the upper torso of the body. Within this area, right at line 2, draw 2 small circles to represent the breast. When we get to line 3, that represents the waistline. And since that's a flexible area of the body that doesn't have any bones, except the spine, we'll just leave that space blank. A little below line 3 and down to line 4, draw a lampshade. Not too narrow, not too wide, and let the bottom of the lampshade land at line 4. Now we have the head, neck, and torso of the body. At the lower corners of the lampshade, draw 2 ball bearings. These represent the joints at the hip. Now for the upper leg bone or femur, we're going to draw a line tapering toward the center to line 6. At line 6, draw 2 more ball bearings. Not too large, not too small. Think about the joints in your body. Below the ball bearings at the knee, we'll draw 2 more lines going down to line 8, tapering toward the center slightly, and then we'll draw ball bearings at line 8, and that will represent your ankle. From line 8 to 8.5, we're going to draw wedges of cheese. And then we're going to put little cocktail wieners down here below to represent her toes. Okay, now we're going to go back up to the coat hanger and the wastebasket and draw ball bearings to represent the shoulder joints. Then I'm going to draw lines down to a little below the wastebasket and draw 2 more ball bearings, and now you have the upper arm bones and the elbows. Next, we'll draw lines down to line 4 and ball bearings to represent the wrist. So from the waist up to the elbow, you can consider a smile line. And you can also have a slight smile line showing the lineup of the hip bones and the wrists. For the hands, wedges of cheese again, only not quite as large, but not too small either. Remember that your hands cover a good portion of your face. And then just for now, we'll make small, narrow little wieners for the fingers. And we'll perfect those later on in the semester. Now we have a very well proportioned 8.5 head figure. To put some meat on her bones, we're going to draw tapered cones for her arms and her legs. So starting with the widest at the top, tapering to the elbow, we'll draw these cones. Again, start wide at the elbow, tapering to the wrist. And at the thighs, bring the cones inward. A good way to remember this is to give her a bathing suit or some underpants here. And that will help you position where these cones ought to be. And again, start wide below the knee, tapering to the ankle. And there she is. Once you have this perfected, you will be able to use this as an infrastructure to go around all these edges, sometimes editing a little bit, but it gives you a basis for a well-proportioned fashion figure every time.